Family, what is up? Welcome to another episode of Talking with Tonio. So in today's episode, we will be discussing the Amazon must-haves for new YouTubers and my current budget-friendly 4K setup here on YouTube. So many people ask me about my setup, so I definitely want to answer all the questions for you. Now, as a disclaimer though, as a new YouTuber, you do not need any of this stuff. Literally, your phone is good enough to get started, so don't allow the equipment to hold you back. Now, if you are a new YouTuber and you just want to jump out the gate with some really good quality, or maybe you've been recording on your phone for a little while, right, and you're looking to upgrade, I definitely think my setup is the best way to go. I think you get the highest quality with the least amount of money spent. So if you're excited, go ahead and thumbs up the video. I would greatly appreciate it. But without further ado, let's get into the video. All right, you guys, so first things first, let's go ahead and talk about the camera that I am using. So the current camera that I am using is the Sony a6400. The previous camera that I was using on my channel was the Canon 70D. And the reason why I switched from Canon to Sony is because I personally think Sony just has better picture quality. I think this quality that I have now is super sharp, and the details in this camera looks really good. And compared to the Canon, I think the Sonys just have better low light capabilities. Now, this camera is not a full frame camera. It is an APS-C sensor, and all that means, because I'm not super techie, is just this sensor doesn't let in as much light as a full frame camera. So that's what makes this camera a little less expensive than a full frame camera. But for me, since I only do pretty much talking head videos, I really don't need any better quality than this. Now, the drawbacks that I do see with this camera is that for vlogging, it's not really good because you don't really have in-body image stabilization, which just means that it just stables the image for you. So whenever I'm walking around or anything like that, there is a lot of shaky footage. So you definitely want to be using a tripod or some type of gimbal if you do plan to vlog with this camera. So that's one of the drawbacks of it, but everything else, the quality, all that stuff is really good with this camera. Now, also the lens that I'm using with this camera is the 16mm 1.4, I think DCN or DN, something like that. I'll link it down in the description below. But this lens definitely plays a big part of the quality that you see as well. Since this lens is 1.4, which just means that it lets in a lot of light. The lower the number, the more light it lets in. So the quality of this is really good. It is a prime lens. So prime lenses are typically sharper than like zoom lenses. And so that's why you see the quality as well. Now, this lens isn't fairly cheap. I think this is definitely on the more expensive end. But when you're looking for lenses, definitely get a prime lens to shoot video because they do have sharper images versus any of the zoom lenses. And all a zoom lens is that it has a range, so it can be 18 to 55 or something like that is a typical size. But you definitely want to look at prime lenses when you're looking at lenses for your camera. So for audio, I'm using the Rode Video Mic Pro. The only drawback to this that I don't really like is that it uses batteries. Before, I was using the Rode Video Mic Go, I think, and that one didn't use batteries. So sometimes I found myself in situations to where I was trying to record and the battery died, so that really sucked. But I honestly don't really tell a big difference in audio quality. I know with the non-pro version, I was getting some hissing from the Go. I think that's like a manufacturer issue that happens sometimes with those. So I decided just to go all out and get the pro version. Also for my voiceover, sometimes I do those or I do live streams. I use the Blue Yeti for that. I have a black one. So that's what I use for audio for my YouTube setup. Now, I did also decide to get some lights from Amazon as well. Lighting, you guys, is very important with your YouTube videos, especially somebody like me that wants to record videos at any time of day. Having good lighting is very important. So I decided to get just 2 photography lights, I think they're called. Again, I'll link it in the description below, but they're really inexpensive. I think they might be like $100. But you can find them for a range of prices, but I decided just to get some 2 simple photography lights, and I think they look good. Y'all let me know what y'all think. But literally 2 of them, I have one set up over here, and then I have one pretty much 45-degree like angle to where I'm sitting, and that pretty much works well for me. It really lights me well, which is in photography land the subject, and I think it looks good. So definitely play around with your lighting, but again, it definitely gives me the ability to kind of shoot whenever I want. I don't have to worry about different lighting sources coming in and out, because sometimes when you shoot during the day, if the sun goes down and then it comes back up, sometimes your scene or your set, right, won't look good. So definitely invest in some lighting, because especially if you're using your phone, lighting and audio would be some of the first places to where I would definitely upgrade. Now, let me know in the comments down below, what setup are you guys using right now for your YouTube channel? And just to let you guys know, I do offer one-on-one YouTube coaching. So if you want my help with your YouTube channel, definitely hit the link in the description below to sign up. Thank you so much for watching. Check out some of these videos over here. Until next time, be easy.